Hello, welcome back to BTG, and today I am having a look at my friend's Lima Class 55 called Meld, because it doesn't work. Now, I've got a vague idea of what needs fixing, but I need to have an in-depth look, so yeah. I mean, I know there's no front bogey, which I'll need to source from somewhere. But yeah, let's get on with the video and have a look. So, I must remind you, if you're liking what you're seeing on the channel at the moment, maybe consider liking and subscribing to the channel, and join the Discord. We're always looking for more members. Without further ado, let's open this box. It's not an original box, but I'll open it, put the lid back there, and here it is, Meld. It's in the BR two-tone green, and yeah, I think this is a later model than Royal Scots Grey, which I fixed. How long ago was it? About a couple of months ago. But this time it's in BR two-tone green with the white cabs, which look very nice. Now, as you can see, there is a bit of a problem. There's no bogey there. However, all of the buffers are intact, so that's a good sign, and it doesn't look in too bad condition cosmetically. So let's get this on my little cradle for model railway stuff, and yeah, let's have a look at the inside. So I've got my cradle, I've got Meld. I'll just put the body in upside down like that and take out the undercarriage from the main body. There's 1 clip, 2 clip, 3 clip, and the 4th one's normally the hardest to get. Right, that's all the clips undone, and that is now the body and the windows out. So the windows, they look in fairly good condition. Might need a bit of a wipe. I've just done that with my other Class 55. But yeah, otherwise, good condition. Right, I'll put them over to one side. The body, yeah, that's all fine on the inside. Now, this thing, the motor, this, I think the motor should run. I'm not sure, although maybe not. I can see the springs on the inside, like on mine, the springs on the inside of here are missing, so they're like the little contacts. So I'll need to order those parts. I'll need to order a trailing bogey if I don't drop my camera, and yeah, but first I think we'll just use some wires to check if the motor does run without those contacts. So yeah, I shall plug it in on my layout up there and see what happens. Right, here is the motor bogey. Got to put one wire in each of those holes there, which is where the springs will be. Right, I'm gonna bring my wires round, put that there, just put it on half power, bring it up a little bit. Let's just spin that round so the wire fits in there. 3, 2, 1, 1 in, 2 in. And the motor does indeed run. The motor does indeed run, so that's a good sign. We'll check it in the other direction. 1 in, 2 in. Yep, that is fine. So from what I can see now, all I need is motor springs and a new bogie, which shouldn't be hard to find because, well, yeah, I got them for my last one. Well, I got springs for it and I had the bogie, but I had to get a new chassis because that happened. Anyway, so I'll order those parts and I shall get back to you when they arrive. Okay, so now I've got the parts. I have brushes and springs for the motor bogie and also traction tyres for the motor bogie. So it is literally the same repair as I did on my own Class 55 from Lima, and literally all that's going to happen is I'm going to get my little brushes and springs. The spring goes over the end of the brush like so. There's a little indent in the brush where the spring just sort of pops over, and that will go inside the motor bogie, and that's the bit which allows for the electricity to get into the motor to spin. So that's what's going to happen now. What I'm going to do, grab one brush, one spring, put the brush in first, in there, put the spring in second, in there, slot the spring over the end of the brush, and press down the new pieces into position. Now I've noticed this is actually very badly bent, and I've just dropped one of the springs. So that's the thing, they're very annoying and pernickety to pick up. So they ping somewhere and then they're just gone. So that will go in there. That will go in there. That will flatten down. That has now got contact. So now that one is done. This one isn't. So I'm going to get the brush, put that into there, straighten out the piece here, put the tiny little spring in, like so, and bend that piece round into the correct position. So push that down and that down, and that has kept the spring in. Now if we go and put this on my track, the motor should run, hopefully. Okay, so the locomotive, or part of the locomotive, is on the track. Now I'm missing the pickup bogie, so I'm just connecting a normal wire just to the track temporarily. I'm just going to hold it against it and I'll turn up the power. Hopefully we should see a bit of movement. Is that going through? If not, why not? Why is that not going through? Has it got pickups? Is it just not? Is that connected to the wrong bit? No. That is supposed to be there. That should be there. My question is, why isn't my DMU moving? That's not working either. Right. Is it the controller? It may well be, because my DMU's not moving, so it might be the controller, or it might be. It's not the controller, we're putting power through. So, is it too much? This is a right kerfuffle. I'll get back to it once I've sorted it. Okay, so now my track's working, hopefully. I've just run an engine along it, so it should do. I'm going to put my unit there, get the wire, and just hold it. One piece on the track, one end on the motor. And indeed it does run. And if I run it the other way, like so, so it does run. That is great news. I'll put the traction tyres on it and see if we can get it moving, even if it's just the back half. So I'll sort that out and get back to you. Here it is. Here's the bag of 2 traction tyres, which will go on the motor bogie. All I'm going to do, first of all, check that they fit, and then I'll check that they don't fall off. So I'm just getting one first of all. As you can see, they're fairly small and fiddly things. So I'll try and get this on quickly. Don't know if it will get on quickly. I don't know. I'll try it. Guess what? My new part has arrived. It came, I think, 4 days after buying it. 5 days. It's here now. It's the first bogie, or the trailing bogie, for the class 55. And this time it's got a proper connecting clip, so it will connect to the body here with ease. So let's get this on and wire it up and see if the engine will run completely on its own without me having to hold wires together. Hopefully it should work. So, all I'm going to do, take this clip off, put the bogie through the hole there, pull up the little pin there, slide in the hook there, and that's that bogie attached. So that will now rotate and should pick up power. Now we need to get this looking like this. This is the one off Royal Scots Grey. If you want to see that fix, just check it out on my channel. It was a couple of months ago now, but it works, it runs. And yeah, these are basically exactly the same model, just with slightly different things. It's the same model in general. So I shall get the motor bogie and put that into the place where it needs to be, and then I shall end up wiring things up. Here's the motor bogie, and that should just wiggle into place like so. The frame is a bit of a pain to get round, but it goes in. That'll need pulling out slightly, just so it fits, and it shall fit because I will make it fit. And there we are, there's one half in, it is the other half in there. That now pivots. That's what I want to see. Now all I need to do is get the wire from here over to here and connect it. So the first job is to unsolder this joint. I've got my soldering iron plugged in. The reason for this is just because this wire is not going to reach the motor bogie at all. So I've got a longer wire here, and that will fit, and I can trim that to length. Rather work with too much than too little. All that's going to happen, soldering iron here, wire should come off. So what I'm going to do is get my soldering iron. Just first of all, there we are. That came off easily. Although now it smells of not very nice wire. So I'll put that wire to one side. I'm going to get my wire strippers, or whatever you would call them. I'm going to get my wire just here and just make sure that the end is twisted like so. Now I'm going to try and get the solder just to apply directly to the piece, but I haven't tried it, so just gonna melt the solder. There we are. That will do. I'll just do a bit on top just to help secure it. There, bend that, twist that round. And just do a small piece on top, like so. There we are. Oh, I've just unsoldered the joint. There we are. That is properly secured now on that end. Now what I'm going to need to do put my soldering iron back in its little cradle, get my wire and see how far I would like it. So probably something like that. So cut it there and then get probably should do that round it. Just peel off the end like this. It is coming. I just need to. There we are. Right. There we are. Oh dear. I appear to have cut the wire. Right. There we are, that'll do. Again, I'm twisting the end of the wire and I should just solder that onto there like that. It's now getting very warm in here. I'm going to use my tweezers. There is already solder on the motor unit, but I don't know whether that's going to work or if I'm going to need to get new solder. Oh yeah, it does melt. There we are. And get one more. Just to make sure it stays. There we are. That wire is now attached. So now we can get this on the track, see if it runs. So here we are, the final test of my friend's Lima Class 55 Meld. Now the body isn't on because I want to see if anything is not working. I've put this electrical tape here just so the wire doesn't sort of float about or get caught on anything. But without further ado, let's turn up the power. There we are. There is movement. Give it a little nudge. There we are. It'll need oiling and stuff, but it works. Probably a bit more power than that. That does indeed work. Let's run it back. There we are. So let's get the body on. I've cleaned the windows on it and let's have a look at how it looks on my main layout. So here is Meld. Now my friend said she's got pulling power issues, so I don't know if that's going to be fixed or anything, but we'll just have to get a few coaches behind her and check. It does indeed run. It needs a bit of help getting off the start, but other than that, runs like a dream. So yeah, that'll probably be down to oiling and stuff, but without any further ado, I shall spin the camera that way change the points. That is meld running as it should do. It's only a small layout. The other section is being ballasted at the moment and I've got electrical issues with it. So I'm just trying to figure that out. Meld actually runs a lot smoother than my one, Royal Stretch Grey, so I don't know if it's had the motor replaced at some point or something, but yeah. But anyway, let's get some coaches behind it and see what it can do. I'll just bring it round to a stop. And I shall get some Mark IIs.